What is up, you guys? Ed here from TechSource, and I am back today to look at the newly released Galaxy S5. We got ourselves the white model here, as you can tell from the coloring at the center of the box. Taking a look at the back here, we can see that Samsung has highlighted some of the S5's features and specs. The phone does come rocking a 1080p display, which is being powered by a 2.5 GHz quad-core processor. The box is almost identical to that of recent Samsung products in both design and the way soy-based ink was used for the printing. However, the addition of the number 5 is new. Lifting up the first half of the box, we see that the S5 is the first thing presented. Setting the phone aside, we can get back into the contents of the box. We get a SIM card from T-Mobile, and right below this flap lie the rest of the contents. We get the usual bundled paperwork from Samsung, which most likely contains warranty information and other stuff, but we're too excited to give to Apples. Under all that nonsense, we get some earbuds to complement all ear sizes, which is nice to see, and along with those, Samsung has included some of their generic white earphones. They're not bad. I've had some past experience with these earbuds from other Samsung products, and I can definitely say that they are usable. We also get our standard power brick in the packaging. It's white, it charges, not much else to say really. Moving on, we do get a USB 3.0 charging wire, which should provide for faster data transfer and charging speeds. Of course, you can't charge your phone without the battery, and so we can find that 2800 mAh battery right here on the bottom. Installation of the battery shouldn't be something new if you're coming from a Samsung device. Snapping off the back will allow you to install the battery, and one thing to be careful here is when snapping back on the plastic cover, make sure that there aren't any gaps in between the phone and cover, as the phone will lose its ability to be waterproof. The new Touchwiz Ui does look a little better and more conservative. However, there is still lag present across the UI at times, which can take away from the experience. Although Samsung seems to be trying to improve its overall footprint on top of stock Android, they just haven't seemed to get the job done right. We will have a separate video going through the S5's new software, which will enable us to give you guys a closer look. But so far, my initial impressions from the new Touchwiz is good. Definitely an improvement, but more on this later. Taking a closer look at the phone, we can see that we've got our speaker and sensors at the top of the phone, and we have our home button at the bottom, which now doubles as a fingerprint scanner. On both sides of the home button, we've got our recent apps and back capacitive buttons, and on the right side of the phone, we've got our sleep wake button. There is a plastic band here that runs along the whole phone that's, I guess, trying to look like metal, but it really just looks like plastic, and it feels like it too. At the bottom of the device, we got our USB 3.0 charging port that is hidden behind this plastic cover, and this cover is here to make sure your phone remains waterproof when immersed. Some people might find this flap annoying, but I think it's a worthy trade-off. At the left side, we've got our volume rocker, and moving up towards the top, we've got our 3.5mm headphone jack, our IR blaster, and noise cancellation mic. Taking a look at the back, we can see that Samsung has ditched the fake leather design here to go with something a little different. It still feels soft to the touch, but is now riddled with dots all across. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad. I thought it was going to look atrocious when I was watching the keynote, but I'm happy that I was wrong. At the top, we have our LED flash as well as our heart rate sensor, which I could call a gimmick, but I mean it could be useful to someone like Bruce Banner. Right above that is our 16 megapixel camera that is capable of shooting 4K, as well as what Samsung's claiming as one of the fastest focusing phone cameras, which we'll be sure to test in an upcoming video. At the bottom left, we have our speakers, which is sad to see. I mean, come on, hasn't HTC not proven that there is a demand for front-facing speakers? They sound about average, nothing really to get excited about. I just wish Samsung and other manufacturers would realize that their so-called media consumption devices should come with decent audio. The backplate has a rubber gasket which allows for the components on the inside to stay dry. Other than this, it's still the same bendable cover we have come to know. We can see what the rubber gasket seals with to make the watertight bond. The benefit of having a removable back is that the user can have access to their battery for an easy swap. Right above the battery, we do have our micro SD card slot and our SIM slot, and to the left of the battery there are some pins which can be utilized for wireless charging when Samsung releases a compatible backplate. My honest first impressions are, it's more of the same. It does have an improved design to that of the S4 and does feel better in the hand. I've been using the new HTC One M8 for the past few days, and maybe I'm just spoiled by the unibody metal design, but the S5 just feels subpar to me. The S5 might win me over with its better camera, waterproof design, and user replaceable battery, but I guess you guys will have to wait and see. I will use this phone as my daily driver for a couple of days and give it its fair run. Can it hold its own against the other Android Titans of 2014? We are definitely going to find out. Until next time, this is Ed with TechSource.